submitted to the DM, and there is a clear blame that we see the SDM report pin on the event organizers. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Griha joining us with more details on that report. Yes, Griha.
Right, Christine, we have managed to access the SDM's report that has been submitted to the district magistrate, and this is what it entails and this is what it reads. Essentially, what they are doing is shifting the blame to the organizers, because what they are mentioning is that this event took place on the 2nd of July, and that event carried on for almost 1 hour. It was only at about 1:40 p.m. when Narayan Sakarhari decided to leave the area, the satsang, is when the followers decided to follow him so that they could take the feet of his soil or genuflect before him, and that's when the stampede-like situation occurred. It also goes on to mention that the people that were in fact allowed were 80,000. However, the assembly the assembly was for more than 2 lakh people, and that's what also led to further worsening of the situation. Then this report further goes on to mention that the Sevadars or the volunteers also were responsible for this stampede-like situation, because when the followers decided to follow the godman, they decided to jump the barricades that were created for the godman to pass through and go into his cavalcade further off from the venue. And remember, our colleagues also have been mentioning that there was just one entry and exit point for both the organizers, the godman or the people to exit the venue. There was no emergency or contingency exit, and that was also responsible for this tragic incident. And this is what the SDM has mentioned in its report. It's clearly saying that even though the police personnel decided to help with the situation so that the people who were injured could be taken away to the nearest hospital, there were few ambulances in which the people were taken. However, it mentions that about 89 people who had assembled were already declared dead in the first instance, and that's when from then on the numbers started climbing up, and right now we are seeing a figure of 121 people who already have lost their lives. So clear blame that has been put out to the people, the organizers of the event, and that's what the SDM is mentioning in its report.
Many thanks for that, Griha. Let me quickly take in a word from Anshul as well. Anshul, put the investigation in perspective for us. It's very clear that, the permission was sought for 80,000 odd people, and the gathering did exceed that number. We're learning it could be well above 2 lakh. In the latest, as far as this SDM report is concerned, now that it's been submitted to the DM, what else are we able to find out? And the Chief Minister is in Hathras, so he's going to be trying to look at all of these irregularities, the lapses, the loopholes that are slowly coming to light. Who's to be blamed in the first place? And piece the entire report that's been submitted by the SDM and the FR for our viewers to establish this story in its entirety.
Well, yes, if you look at the manner in which this FIR has been registered, the Baba has not been named, neither any official of the UP government has been named in this FIR. But yes, there are lapses that has happened not only on the part of the organizers, but also on the part of the UP government and the local police as well, local administration as well. Yes, the permission was given for 80,000 people, but yes, it was not made sure that the number of people who had collected over here, that does not surpassed that. More than 2 lakh people had collected over here. Requisite arrangements were not made. The local intelligence unit, whose job is to make sure that if at all some sort of gathering is happened, the minute-by-minute report is given to the top brass of the local administration. The LIU reports were not given in the right manner. The manner in which the entry and exits were made, that was not followed, because remember, whenever permission to carry out such a massive event is given, there are terms and conditions that are attached to it. These includes proper facilities of water, food, fans, coolers, since it is the summer season as well, and also entry and exit points are made. Several entry and exit points are made, not only one, and also a contingency exit route is also made. Ambulances should be on the spot. Ventilators, ambulances with ventilators should be on the spot to make sure if at all any untoward situation arises, then they should actually get into force and make sure people are taken out with safety. All this was not followed. All this was not overlooked by the local administration as well, and that is the reason why this entire situation developed in such a manner. Now, in the SDM report, if I could explain to our viewers with visuals over here, right in front of me, if I could ask my camera person to show you in the visuals over here, this is the spot from where the satsang was happening. The Baba came out from this exit that you see on your screens right now. This is the only entry and exit that has been made over here at this point. In fact, all the people who had come over here entered through this, and they were coming out from this very spot. Now, once the cavalcade of Baba came out, there were people who had gathered on this divider that you are seeing right in front of me, and it is then that the followers actually started to jump in front of his cavalcade, trying to get a glimpse of this alleged godman.
So Anshul, what you're telling us and what we are able to point out in this report is that given the pushback by the people who were guarding the entire route through which the Baba was passing, that pushback led to the stampede situation?
So yes, as the private security of the Baba started pushing people back, a few people fell down, but yes, there was a lot of excitement amongst the people, and they started jumping over the people who had fallen down. Now, at that point, a few people saw that people have gotten have fainted and are lying on the ground. It created more ruckus on the spot, and that is the reason why there was a massive stampede that had broken out. Now, the biggest allegation against the organizers is that they tried to do away with the evidences that were present over there. Slippers, clothes, mobile phones that were all present on the location on which this entire incident happened. Those were actually picked up and thrown right across the road in these fields that you are seeing on your screens right now. These are members of the FSL team and local police that have gathered over here. They are still trying to collect evidences. Remember, this morning itself, at least 5 bodies have been recovered from this field as well. So you can imagine the magnanimity of the stampede that had occurred over here. 121 is the death toll now. From 116 it has increased to 121. Also, the teams are actually trying to find any other evidences that they might be able to gather from here, which actually establishes the fact that how the organizers were actually trying to do away with the evidences, trying to hide the entire crime that had happened, because they knew that it is because of their laxity and carelessness that such a massive incident has happened. Post that, all the organizers who were present over here, they have gone under the radar. The Baba is nowhere to be found. The main organizer, whose name has been mentioned in that FIR, he has gone untraceable. The manager of the Baba has gone untraceable. So definitely, all these people in a very organized manner have gone ahead and gone under the radar. Now it is becoming a very uphill task for the police to actually go ahead and arrest the people who initially organized this event. But yes, the entire onus does not lie on the event or organizers itself. It is the job of the local administration to make sure that once the permission is given, then those permissions are followed on the ground to the T as well, and that is something that was not followed, due to which we are seeing that such a massive incident has happened. 121 people have lost their lives. Most of them are more than 100 women have lost their lives. 7 to 8 children have died in this entire incident, and 2 to 3 male have also died in this entire incident. So you can imagine how difficult was this entire scenario over here at approximately 2 p.m. last evening. And now we are expecting that some strict action that could be taken by the UP administration. When will that happen? That is something that remains to be seen.
Absolutely. It's lack of proper contingency plan that's led to this unfortunate tragedy. It's